I was in Group 20 for the Country Manager Simulation in International Marketing. My partner and I found this simulation to be a little overwhelming at first due to the amount of information and so many different decisions that you have to make. Um, but what really helped us is having the individual trial run initially so we could both figure it out for ourselves and kind of get our footing under us before we decided to team up and do the team challenge. I think that this simulation was a great testament of how much research and decisions that go into taking your product international instead of just staying domestic because of all the different countries, traditions, purchasing habits. So we learned early on the difference between customization and standardization in class that we utilized in this project so that we never kept the same SKUs in the same countries because all of them preferred different things when it comes to their toothpaste. We started off this project by entering into China, which had a large GDP growth percentage and a large population. So we put a large amount of salespeople and promotional budget in China so we could get our brand known and get our foot in the door. And we continued each period thereon after increasing salespeople because we saw a direct correlation between salesmen and unit sale growth. So after we spent a couple periods there figuring out the pricing, the SKUs, and the amount of salesmen that we wanted to use, we then ventured into Japan, which is a different kind of market. It's more mature, more stable, and has a higher GDP per capita than China did. So we had to take a different strategy with that country, but kept the same bones that we did overall. We started with a lot of sales and a lot of promotion, but we targeted a different market within Japan, and we also did different kinds of advertisements, and we also did different amounts of promotion. We then, after a couple periods in both of those, with continuous growth and continuous additions to our sales team, we ventured into India. And with India, we did the same strategy as we did with China because we felt since they were so similar with GDP growth and population size that we would have the same kind of growth. But actually, it was the opposite. China, we took hold quickly and grew exponentially early on and plateaued, whereas India was a slow grower and it took us a couple periods to get the ball rolling in that country. But overall, we saw significant growth in our unit sales and our brand equity. We saw a positive growth in every period for both of those. However, things that I would have done different with this project was not spend as much on promotion in all these countries, or if I did spend a lot initially, reduce it as time goes on. I felt I probably could have saved more money, increased my growth revenue if I decreased promotion the longer I was in a market because we were already established in there. Another thing that I probably would have done different was enter into foreign markets quicker. Our team's mindset was that we would get stabilized in one market before we would venture into another, and we felt that hurt us with potential unit sales later on for countries like India, who were a lot slower in growth than we were expecting initially. And another thing that I would have done is probably enter in one more country than we did. We only entered into three, and we felt that could have limited our growth potential and unit sales because we were only in three of the similar region, whereas we could have ventured out into the Philippines or South Korea and grown our region diversification later on. Overall, I felt that we did a pretty good job with how we initially marketed everything. Another thing I wish we would have done better is focus on our growth revenue more. I feel like we could have made more money than we did, but overall, I think we successfully entered the markets and grew our brand equity to be as high as we could make it for the short time that we were doing this project.